So, as a day trader, you're supposed to know these things: the daily bias, your liquidity areas, market structure shifts, imbalances or fair value gaps, the retests on these zones, your order blocks, pin bar entries, and your risk to reward. Good day, guys. How are you doing? I hope you're all good. So, today we managed to catch a good trade on USD JPY. So, I thought let me come do a quick recap and pinpoint some of the things which you as a trader or you as a day trader are supposed to know to be able to make your day trading profitable. So first things first, as you know, we always like to check our daily. So what do we look for on the daily? On the daily, we're just checking where our price is trading for the particular month which we are trading in. So for the first week of the month or for the first couple of days, you can see we had a bearish move trading below the 13 EMA. And for the second half, you can see price is starting to trade above the 13 EMA. So this is starting to give us that bullish bias which we want. And where is this price going? So as much as we have been pushing down, as you can see, lower lows, lower highs, we are just open to seeing price creating a lower high, potentially maybe taking out liquidity here if they are going to continue down. So that's my view on the daily chart. So immediately on today's candle, we realized we're trading above the 13. And what we also realized is if you notice this particular zone here, that's actually last week's highs. This is visible from the 4-hour chart. So if you come to the 4-hour, you'll see this was last week's high. Price broke, retested. We've got an inverted hammer there. So we're looking forward for price to actually expand to the top side. So London session, we already took a buy, and that's what I'll be breaking down right now. And I think New York session might also give a buy. So those who trade New York should actually anticipate a continuation of this price or maybe tomorrow as well. So jumping down to the H1, which we use for confirmation. If you notice on our H1, again, you can see that H4 zone. We got this first close above the 13 EMA. That's all we want to see. So as much as price is coming down here, we'll be knowing that, okay, we're actually in a bullish order flow. So we need to wait for our price to close above the 13 EMA first. So as soon as we get the close above the 13 EMA, preferably we want to see a pin bar. Why do we want to see a pin bar? Because a pin bar usually comes with a liquidity sweep on a smaller time frame or a stop hand rather, let me put it that way. So in this particular example, we did not get an immediate pin bar, but because of the higher time frame bias which we have, the setup was still valid. So as soon as our H1 closed, we then jumped to the M15. So what are we looking for on M15? M15 just needs to confirm that we are also above the 13 EMA as well. So as you can see, we were above. So let's just bring in the timing factor. So if you trade London session, depending with your time zone, for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we come to the charts, or rather, our London session opens at 10 a.m. GMT plus 2, which is 8 a.m. on this broker I'm using. So this was the London open right here. So London opened, we looked to our left to see what had happened. We noticed Asian had taken out liquidity here and they had expanded up, but then drastically pushed down after taking out yesterday's high liquidity as well. Then they came and took out this Asian liquidity on the bottom here. Then price started to expand as the London session opened. So the first thing we want is a close above the 13 EMA. The next thing we want is a nameable candle. What is a nameable candle? A nameable candle, you need either a pin bar, you need a doji, you need a bullish engulfing. If you're buying, you need an inside bar. If you can get one of these four candles, then your setup will be valid. So what we got here, we had this little doji here. If you notice here, I actually marked the top because I was actually using it as a demand zone or as an order block. So I was just waiting for price to retrace back for me to actually get the best entry. So after I clarified what's going on M15, I locked in my bias. I was certain that I'm going up. So soon as I got certain that I'm going up, you know, if you follow me, the next time frame I go for my entry is the 3 minute time frame. And what am I looking for on the 3 minute? It's the same thing. I'm looking for a nameable candle. Nameable candles, I've already mentioned those four: a pin bar, doji, bullish engulfing, or an inside bar. So as price started to retrace, I was waiting for them to interact either with my order block on M15 or with the 13 EMA, one of the two or both, right? So if you notice, price came, we hit the 13 EMA, we had a nice pin bar right here. So before we get to our entry, I want you to notice that from the time the London session opened, we actually had one pin bar right on the 13 EMA. This also could have been an entry with a stop loss just below that pin bar, and price pushed up and went sideways and gave another pin bar as well. So this again could have been an entry with a stop loss below the pin bar. So for me, both of these entries, I missed them. I was not yet on the charts, right? But when I came to the charts now, I think price was somewhere around about here. So I was like, you know what? I'm still solid with the bullish move. So let me just patiently wait for a candle. I think if you hear that's an alert, which I'll show you just now, that's the take profit actually being hit on this UJ trade. So this was now my entry. And if you are doubting, right, your entry has to be a nameable candle, like I said. So a pin bar valid, 13 EMA valid, order block retest valid, TDI baseline bounce above the 50 static valid. So once we confirm, you enter your trade here. So what I did is I first waited for price to confirm that we are bullish. So I entered at the close of this candle. I think before it closed, as it was just forming, I entered my buy with my stop loss below the pin bar. Then my next buy stop. So remember, each time your price is pushing up, right? You have this level here, which can potentially be broken as price continues to create a higher high, potentially a retest just like that. So I usually attack this also with a buy stop because I was already anticipating a break of that zone. So I entered half my risk, half my normal risk here, then my second risk here with a buy stop, which I'm going to show just now. So trade played out, pushed. Then we had a bit of a deeper retracement, which I honestly didn't like when I was saying it, but I was like, you know what, let's just let price go and see what happens. So price continued to push. We had another pin bar here, another pin bar here. So here is the trick. Once you look in your bias, so the thing is, you're supposed to understand where your price is going, right? How do you understand where your price is going? Because many people, you hear them say they don't trade smaller time frames like your M3, M5, M2, M1, and stuff like that. That's understandable. That's okay. But for me, with our trading system, we figured out that if you understand where your price is going from a higher time frame perspective, so our bias, like I said, is coming from the daily, right? So once you understand the bias of where your daily chart is trying to expand to, it becomes a little bit easier to come to a smaller time frame. Then once you include your session timing, for example, in this instance, in the London Open, we are within our kill zone. So we give ourselves a 2 hour window to look for a setup soon as the session opens. So once I look in my bias to be bullish, now it's easier to come to a smaller time frame and just look for 4 candles right on the 13 EMA. So I'm looking for a pin bar. I'm looking for a bullish engulfing. I'm looking for a doji. I'm looking for an inside bar. If I can get any of these candles with confluence, of course, happening right on the 13 EMA, then automatically That's my entry. Either the price will play out or it will take me out, one of the two. So this was my trade. Let me quickly show you guys the actual setup, how it was looking like. Okay, so before we go to trading view, let me quickly show you the results. Okay, I just figured out I did not save it here. So let's do this. Okay, we're going to come to trading view. You see here's the setup here. So let me just explain it here. You can see TP hit 2%. This is exactly what I was explaining just now. So we had our London open, 10 a.m. GMT plus 2. Price pushed with our first pin bar here, second pin bar here, third pin bar with my first entry, second entry. Then I think my first entry hit its 1:3 here. That's where it closed. Then my second entry might have closed at the same point, but the setup still was valid. Then price for this particular London session, I was anticipating price to expand towards yesterday's high. So with this in mind, what are we looking for New York session? We're looking for price to now break yesterday's high and potentially retest and give us a zone flip or a flip zone setup for a continuation buy. This is something which I'm anticipating. So if it happens like that, we can still proceed to take another trade. But if not, we've already won the day. So there's no need to continue trading for the day. So whilst we're here, let me quickly obtain my results so that I can show you guys the actual running trade and how we shared it in the group as well. Okay, it's funny I'm not seeing it here because I thought I had saved it, but anyways. Oh, I saved it on the wrong date. Oh my God. I think I'm getting old. Um, okay, it's coming just now, guys. Coming just now. All right. Okay, let me just cross-check if it's there. Okay, guys, I don't know what's going on with my thing here, but let's see. Let's try one more time. Okay, done. So it's there now. Let me just quickly show you. All right. So I hope you guys can see my screen. So I'm just going to quickly show you. So before each setup, if you're in our mentorship, before each setup
Remember,
forms.
between 95 and 98% of traders are going to blow through their.
Okay, before each setup forms, we try to show our analysis. Then as the setup is forming, excuse me, we show the entries and trade management and stuff like that. This is for people in the paid mentorship, or if you've purchased the course, you get access to this particular community. So let's see where it started. All right, so you can see this was me in the morning, and this was basically what I was looking at. I was actually looking at UJ and US oil from our watch list. That was what we were looking for. So US oil we were stoking for a potential sell, and UJ was stoking for an M3 buy. You can see here we had already discussed everything, shared the charts and all, and we're just waiting for the setup to actually form, or for the entry trigger to form, which in this instance was the pin bar. So here you can see me explaining the pin bars, which were there, explaining the setup, and all and all and all. So you can see the breaker also had a breaker block there to confirm, just like I said. And you can see where the price go to right now. And I think it's going to show the running trade before it cuts off just now. Let's see. Okay, this was the running trade. You can see the open positions there, the entry and the buy stop and stuff like that. All right, then let's see what we had here. I think here I captured the trade when it had almost hit TP initially. Let's see. It's basically what I showed you on TradingView, basically. So I don't think I have to actually waste time and show it, but let's see. Okay, there we go. Same chart as you can see. And after that, you can see the result after my trade close. If you look to your far right there, it's right on the corner. I'm not really going to expand it. So that was my UJ trade for the day. And the setup eventually went to TP. So if you notice, price actually came back to sort of retest the broken order block right here. Then they gave a bullish engulfing right there, and price then just eventually pushed. So that's it. If you need to understand more about candlesticks, I would advise you to go through the candlestick trading Bible. That's the first thing. If you notice, we also include a few ICT concepts in our trading. We also use mainly BTMM concepts. So you see the moving averages we have and the TDI for confirmation. Then yeah, I think that's about it. I don't have anything more to add here besides the fact that each time you see a pin bar, guys, just know that if you go to a smaller time frame, you will get an entry. So without wasting much of your time, if you watched until the end, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let me know what you traded in the morning. Let me know if you'd like to see more of these videos. We also host live trading sessions for New York. So if you need those, if you want to jump in, just get in touch. I'll leave the link in the description. If you also want to join our mentorship, paid mentorship, please feel free to hit that link in the description. Then it will take you straight to the paid mentorship group where you can just specify whether you need live trading sessions only, whether you need the mentorship only, or you only need the day trading mastery course, of which that course comes with 1 month free of mentorship. So you will get access to all these setups we share, mentorship notes, trade management, risk management, and all that and all that. So apart from that, thank you so much for joining. I think I'm going to drop a video somewhere right here in the center for anyone who wants to get a bit deeper into the candlesticks we use for entries, which are the famous 4 candlesticks I mentioned. So apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day. Good trade.